quarter-finalists tonight are preparing to meet our gladiators for a second time in a contest, let me tell you, that's getting more and more serious by the minute.
So, let's meet today's quarter-finalists. They are...
Kieran Sampey
and Melissa Speckman.
Well, I guess from that you're a gymnast, aren't you, Kieran?
Yeah, and I also coach gymnastics as well.
And now, I know at the moment you're studying sports and exercise science, is that right?
Yes, I'm studying at Leeds at Carnegie College.
And how are you enjoying that?
It's absolutely brilliant. I've got another 2 years left, so I'm making the most of it.
Well, that's good. And what are you hoping that will lead to eventually?
Hopefully I'm going to go on to be a teacher, a PE teacher.
Ooh, one of those that makes you go out in the rain when it's really freezing cold. Well, I'm sure you'll be much nicer. Now, listen, how are you feeling about the possibility of a place in the semi-finals?
I'm keeping my hopes quite high, but anything can happen, you know. I'm not looking forward to Polax. I really dread that game because it's so high and not one for heights. So.
Well, at least you're a little bit realistic, but let me take this opportunity to wish you the very best of luck. Kieran Sampey!
OK, Melissa, just remind us all of what you do for a living again, for those who've forgotten.
Right, I'm actually a fitness consultant up in the northeast, and there's a few of the sporters back again to help me out.
How many have you brought with you this time?
A couple of hundred this time, so hopefully it'll be loud and rowdy like they were last time.
And what have you been doing since the last time we saw you?
Right, well, it was hard getting back into the gym after the show last time because you're on such a high, but managed to get back in and just building up my fitness again and strength, and hopefully I'm going to go for it again.
What's it like, getting back to reality after being on such a big show?
It's like being in a different world down here. The atmosphere is just electric when you're doing the shows, and finishing and winning is just a bonus in itself, but having to go back to work on the Monday morning is hard.
Well, 5 events, some different ones this time. Are you worried about any of the new ones?
Got swing shot, Atlas Fizz and Poleaxe. Poleaxe is one I'm not looking forward to, but the other two I'm fairly confident, so fingers crossed.
Well, let's see how you get on. Let's hear it from Melissa!
So that's the gals, let's meet the guys. They are Mark Skipper.
And Paul Biswick.
You're not Kieran's brother, are you? No. From that, obviously, very, very serious gymnast, aren't you?
Yeah, I do a lot of competing. English champions at the moment, so we're doing well, yeah.
That's terrific. Well, I expect to see a few more of those bits and bobs a bit later on. Now, I can't avoid but to hear about 6 million people there with banners saying truncheon, so you better explain yourself.
What, the name truncheon?
Absolutely.
It just comes from me doing kissograms and the police officer one, you see, so that's where they got the nickname from.
Oh, I'm glad we got that bit out of the way. Now, listen, I understand from your serious competition in gymnastics and bits like that, you get quite hyped up and you have a tendency for showing off. Is there going to be any of that tonight?
It could be, if I win.
Looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it tremendously, yeah. It's a good show, great fun.
Mark Skipper, ladies and gentlemen, good luck.
Paul, last show you said you were very fit. Are you fitter now, or were you fitter before?
I'm as fit as was before. I was well prepared before, I'm well prepared now. I'm looking forward to the games, I'm looking forward to the show, and I'm looking forward to my fans cheering me on.
Do you think you're going to do it?
Hopefully, you can tell. At the moment, I'm more nervous than I was the first time because every time you get through now, you're meeting a winner. You know that every time you get through, everybody you're meeting is the best.
Tell me, backstage, is it more tense now? Last time it was tense, but now you know what's at stake?
If you could put a pulse monitor on my heart, you'd find that out pretty quick.
Relax, Paul. Off you go, get yourself ready. Let's hear it, Paul Biswick.
So let's get this third quarter-final underway with the first event, which is Atlas Fizz. Well, both Kieran and Melissa are in their Atlas Fizz, and tonight they'll be facing Lightning and Zodiac. Over to John Anderson.
Contenders, No, it's not thundering outside. It's Atmosphere's time. 60 seconds of crashing and bashing. Karen in the yellow Atmosphere slams straight into Zodiac. Lightning puts the hammer down. Ram rates Melissa right off the pod. Karen on pod 4 just misses. Melissa driving the blue Atmosphere, finding it tough to get it into gear. Karen burning up the track. Oh, misses on pod 3. Melissa with a free run at pod 2. Misses again. Very hard to centre up these Atmospheres. Oh, bashes into Karen. Where's Zodiac? There she is, trailing behind Karen, but lightning hard on Melissa's tail. Keeps her out of the scoring there with sheer strength. Karen's free attacking pod 1, still can't centre it up. Melissa having a pop at pod 2. Oh, misses again. Zodiac giving Karen plenty of free rein, but Karen not able to capitalise on the situation. We're running out of time. One valiant effort there. And there's the whistle, just as she tries to centre on 2. She wouldn't have scored. Clearly her problem was not being able to centre it up. In the replay, we can see Zodiac gave Karen acres of space to manoeuvre, but she couldn't drive home her advantage accurately enough.
Well, Karen, it was a fast game, perhaps a case of more haste, less speed.
That was so frustrating. I thought I got the pods about 3 times, just missed them by an inch.
Absolutely, you went and rolled over the edges, and as you know, you've really got to settle that atmosphere on the sensors.
Yeah, I got rid of the Gladiator. She was nowhere near me, but...
Disappointing first event.
Yeah, unlucky.
Plenty more to come. Let's hear it for Karen!
Melissa, is it getting easier or harder?
I expected a bit better than that. Unfortunately, I went across a couple of pods, but they just caught me, so I didn't get the centre, and actually getting the centre is a difficult part.
Now, our other contenders on the earlier shows were saying that these Atmospheres were actually faster than ones before. What do you think?
This is the first time on this game, so I wouldn't actually know about that. But I mean, in practice, I had a good practice, but on the day, unfortunately, it didn't go so well.
Unfortunately, no points. Long way to go. Let's hear it from Melissa! And let's hear it for our Gladiators! Zodiac and Lightning!
Gladiators keeping the Atmosphere Arena a smoke-free zone, and you'll never be worried about taking a tumble in the Atmospheres if you can tumble like that outside them. So after one event, both contenders yet to get off the mark.
So now we move into the men's event with Paul and Mark, who are ready to go. But I'm afraid so are the Wolfman and Trojan.
A little earlier on today, Paul told us what it was like appearing on Gladiators.
It's really strange. Last time I had 200 people come to support me. This time I've got about 220. And people look at you different after you've done the show. Only the people that come, it's a real strange thing. Someone said to me, when did you come back down to earth? I come back down to earth 2 hours after the show when I couldn't get any tomato sauce in the local restaurant.
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1. Cameras are rolling, and so are the Atmospheres. Paul in the blue Thunderball and Mark in the yellow. Trojan powering down, butt slams Mark. Mark turns, Trojan's on him again. Here's Paul on pod 2. No cigar that time. Atmospheres like London buses at the moment, all bunched up together. Here comes Mark, making hard work on driving out to pod 3. Trojan easily on his case, nudges him out of that. Mark escapes that traffic jam nicely. Attacking pod 2. Oh, yes! There's the smoke, there's the score. 3 points, and Paul easing his atmosphere on the pod 4 to equalise the score. Paul breaks free to pod 1, kept out of the score by 2 Gladiators and a contender there, like the meat in a triple-decker sandwich. One-way traffic and the boys head off the same way. Ball pushing his atmosphere instead of letting his feet do the work. Paul shows him how to do it. 3 points more. Mark tries to follow him, getting stuck. And it's all over. 6 points to Paul, 3 to Mark. And Mark very pleased to get that helmet off. In the replay, we can see Paul scoring and Mark right behind him, just stopping the atmosphere before he can middle it.
Well, Mark, glad to see you recovered from that clash in the middle there to start with. That really was one clash, wasn't it?
It was a good one, but I like it because they keep these gladiators in the cage, and I think that's where they belong to.
Well, I have to say, you are were marked pretty well, but you got away with 3 points.
He did well. He was on my back all the time. He was following me wherever I was going. He was there, but I got the 1 pod, so it was good.
Let's hear it for Mark. And Trojan, you did some terrific marking there, absolutely.
Yeah, it's quite good. I mean, I don't think I belong in a cage. I think Wolfie belongs in a cage. I belong on a beach or something like that, something nice.
But you're very comfortable in a cage. Let's hear it for Trojan.
Well done, Paul. I think the Wolfman helped you a bit there, didn't he?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't normally smoke, John. I'm a bit of a non-smoker. But I think I got 6 points then, so I don't mind a bit of smoke now and again.
Well, you started off with a big knock, and then you went straight back to number 2 pod. I actually thought you scored there as well.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I didn't quite get it. You've got to get dead centre. I didn't get it. That's the game. Tough luck.
Well done, as you said. 6 points. Well done, Paul.
Well, there's our champion gymnast Mark Skipper finishing with a neat back somersault. And Trojan finishing. After first event, Mark's on 3, Paul's on 6.
2 Powerball. Carey is using the red balls and Melissa the blue. And guarding those 5 baskets is Jet, Falcon and Scorpio!
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1. Let's play ball. And both girls showing they mean business. Both off the mark on their first run. Melissa and Scorpio. Melissa drops the ball. Karen outsprints Falcon and Jet. Centre basket, 3 points. 2 points again for Karen. That one won't count for Melissa. She took the ball from the same end twice. Both girls finally tackled. Scorpio and Karen. Karen eludes her. Melissa had to drop a ball, moved into the no-score zone. Melissa, Falcon mistackles her, 2 points. Karen leads them for dead. Another 2 points. All 3 gladiators now on the girls. Doesn't stop Melissa scoring. Jet brings Karen down. Oh, look at that. Another 2 points from Melissa. Large portion, another 2 points from Karen. They're scoring at will out there, and the gladiators just don't seem to know what's hit them. They're in total disarray. There's the whistle, and only the gladiators will be relieved to hear it in that record-scoring game for the girls. In the replay, we see Melissa had the ball knocked out of her hand by Scorpio. The mistake she makes is going back to the same basket to pick another ball up. All this hard work through the middle of Jet and Scorpio, pops it in the basket, but for nothing.
Well done, Melissa. Big, strong girl like you. Made it look a lot easy.
I enjoyed that game before, and I was looking forward to it again today.
Did you have any tactics in your mind? I saw you kept sort of doing a roll, bumping into them, then rolling around.
That's a good tactic, because they get a grip of you. If you can roll out of it, then they've lost you.
Were you worried about any of them?
No. I'm glad Nightshade wasn't there.
Well done. You got 11 points!
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed or not. You actually got 14, but because you went back to the same basket, the same area again, we had to disallow it. Right. So it was 11 points.
Right.
Well done. Kerry, a lot of agility there. You're small, you're very quick on your feet.
Yeah, I tried to get past them. They got me a couple of times, got a bit of an injury. But they did so well. And I just tried to skip around them, and a lot of times it worked.
Well, you certainly did. You got 13 points! Well done. Our Glads, that's a particularly high score for the contenders.
They were both amazing contenders, and we have no excuses. They performed better than we did. Congratulations.
Let's hear it for our gladiators! Jet, Falcon, and Scorpio!
Scorpio telling it like it is. Totally honest, being a gladiator means no excuses. So after 2 events, Karen's on 13, Melissa's on 11.
On to the men's event. Mark will be using the red balls and Paul the blue. And they'll be facing 3 of our biggest gladiators, Warrior, Hunter, and the awesome Shadow! Over to John Anderson.
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! Three, two, one. Well, the male gladiators will want to make up for the girls' performance. Not at the moment, though. Paul scores 2 points against Warrior. Paul again takes 2 of them this time to bring him down. Only one Warrior to bring down Mark, though. Paul takes advantage of the gladiators being out of position, dunks another 2 points. Paul against Hunter. Hunter brings him down. Shadow takes on Mark. Both contenders down the same man. This is what the gladiators like. Oh, Mark stretches out, nearly scores. Oh, look at that. Mark tries a Magic Johnson. Nothing magic about that, but look at that for a bit of magic. Shadow brings Paul down, and there's our Hunter. Oh, Warriors all over Paul like a giant bear. Oh, Mark tries to take advantage of that, but Hunter too fast brings him down hard. Shadow and Paul going nowhere, but down. Mark still trying to lob. Shadow bats it away. Gladiators with a good job, well done. Paul doing very well to steal 4 points, and Mark shattered by failing to score. In the replay, we can see how he spots an opening, goes for it, but Hunter's too fast.
Well, Mark, I think you changed the rules almost then. You started to try and look like it was netball, wasn't it? Or basketball. What were you doing?
Ooga!
What were you doing?
I don't know, John. I woke up this morning, I looked in the mirror, and I said, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the best at Powerball? And it said, Warrior, Shadow and Hunter.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think you're right. Well, unlucky, Mark. No points. Paul, now being a gymnast, did it help you much?
Not really, John. I think the problem is, people at home don't realise how hard it is because I made it look so easy.
Oh, oh, they do.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. This is a really tough physical game. Pound for pound, we're as big and as strong as they are. Okay, but what we've got to do is rely on speed. And that's all I tried to do.
Well, you did well. You got 4 points. Well done, Paul. Let's have a quick word with Warrior. Big man, great defense. Great stuff.
Yeah, I think he scored the 2 balls. I don't think he actually put them in. I think he lobbed those in, actually. But what you've got to remember is what we're playing here is Powerball. We're not playing rugby league, we're not playing rugby union, and we have to play within the confines of the rules, which means we wear the elbow pads, the gum shields, the helmets, the knee pads, and I get a lot of stick when I go on jobs, and rugby lads come up to me and say, you know, we don't go on a rugby pitch doing that. Well, we're not playing rugby, we're playing Powerball, and we have to stick to the rules, and we like to show you how we play it hard, but we play it fair. And I think you all enjoy that? Okay. So just remember, just a message to the children, really, for when you're playing this game, always make sure you get padded up and don't do anything stupid, okay?
Well, I've got to say, that was one of the best defensive displays we've seen here on Gladiators. Let's hear it for our Gladiators! Hunter, Warrior, and the awesome Shadow!
Fash quite right there. Gladiators doing an excellent job. Scores after 2 events. Mark 3, Paul 10.
Well, that was a great game of Powerball, but don't go away because we're going to have a very short break and you can see some more action and events on the Gladiators!
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham and to part 2, the second part of our third quarter-final. And guys, it's poleaxe time, and I'm not quite sure if that's good news or bad news. Whichever way it is, Karen is standing at the foot of her 36-foot pole, and tonight she faces Nightshade. Over to John Anderson.
As you can see from those statistics, Nightshade's 6 inches taller than Karen.
Rotate the poles. Withdraw the bridges. 3, 2, 1.
Nightshade undefeated up the pole. Remember, it's the last to the top who's the first to drop. Nightshade climbing strongly. Quickest up the pole, hits the button, which retracts the opponent's climbing struts. There goes Nightshade, and there goes Karen. She's poleaxed. And once again, Nightshade in her pole position at the top. And in the replay, we see just how far away Karen was from hitting that button and just how far she had to fall.
Karen, great shame. It was very, very close, that.
She was very fast. She's got long arms, long legs. Well done to her.
It looks as if the pole's quite slippery as well, is that right?
Yeah, I lost my hand a couple of times, but kept going. She's really good.
Well, the crowds are rooting for you. So close and yet so far. Let's hear it for Karen. Next up against Nightshade, it's Melissa.
And Melissa, only 3 inches shorter than Nightshade.
Over to John Anderson.
Mount the poles. Rotate the poles. Take the bridges away, please. 3, 2, 1.
And that rotation really disorientates the contenders, but Nightshade completely unfazed by it. Climbing into a comfortable lead. You've got to get up to get down. Nightshade's up and Melissa's down.
Gladiator, when you are ready, dismount.
Now, Melissa, as far as I could see, you were going as fast as you could, but she's very, very fast.
She is. I think she's got the hang of that one. We've had a couple of practices, but it's not easy at all.
It's very, very difficult. What are the main problems? I mean, the pegs, first of all, look very, very short.
There's 2 techniques. Either you can go around and grasp with a hand on the way up, or you can actually just use your hands to go on the side. Either way, I don't know. I tried both, and I couldn't get any faster, unfortunately.
And what did it feel like to fall through the air?
You know they're above you, and you're just waiting for that, and then you're down. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Let's hear it for Melissa. Never mind. Nightshade, I have to say, the Gladiators are absolutely...
Thank you, but we've all been training very, very hard. Hunter and I know, in fact all the Gladiators know, that the competitors, the contenders we've got this time are bigger, better, fitter. They've been watching the shows and they know how to play the games. So we really have to be on our best mettle.
Well, 10 out of 10. Let's hear it for Nightshade.
After 3 events, Karen 13, Melissa's on 11.
So now we move into the men's event with Mark, and tonight he's going to be racing against Hunter.
And Hunter will be hauling that amazing 17.5 stone frame up the pole. Mark, 5 inches shorter than Hunter, a part-time strippogram, told us what effect appearing on Gladiators had had on his business.
Since my heats, my stripograms bookings have absolutely tripled, and it's been absolutely fantastic, and it's all from Gladiators, so it proves what a little bit of exposure can do.
3, 2, 1.
Time for Mark to take off again, take off up that pole as fast as he can to see if he can be the first to beat Hunter, but Hunter's there first though, and Mark's been poleaxed.
Now, Mark, I could tell, I was told beforehand, and I could tell you were fast on this one, but the boy's faster.
I wasn't that fast in warm-up. I won both times, and I could stand up there and I was going, yeah, I won.
Against who?
Just the other contenders.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a different story, mate. We got Gladiators here, a bit of a challenge, you know what I mean?
They are a bit of a challenge, that's why they call it the ultimate challenge.
Let's hear it for Mark. Next up against Hunter, it's Paul. Over to John Anderson.
Paul's a pole vaulter, so plenty of speed.
Rotate the poles. Remove the bridges. 3, 2, 1.
Now Paul going from pole vaulter to pole climber, and they look neck and neck at the moment. Great climb from Paul, and he's right on the button, and Hunter takes the express lift to the ground floor for the first time. Just goes to show nobody is invincible. Oh, and a spectacular dismount from Paul. 10 points for the win, and I'd give him another 10 for the dive.
Well, Paul, I was just sitting there preparing how I was going to congratulate Hunter, and just under 8 seconds.
Well, in training, people were timing me and I was doing the fastest time, just under 9 seconds. When you think you've got to beat the big man himself, who is undefeated, or was undefeated. Hey, I can't help it. Who was undefeated, you've got to go fast, you've got to be quick. And I got there, and I hit, shh, and it was exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, shh. And unfortunately, I saw him plummet, and me not.
10 points! Let's hear it for Paul!
He was very quick, and he is my twin, so you got to give it to him. But we were very, very tight, very close, but full respect, he got there first.
It was an exciting event. Let's hear it for Hunter!
And let's take another look at that great dive from Paul. One somersault and a good landing. After 3 events, marks on 3, Paul climbs to 20.
Event 4, swing shot. On her platform, getting ready, is Melissa. And on hers is Kerry. And they're going to be facing Vulcan. And Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Swing out sisters. All 4 girls go up together. Melissa grabs a yellow, and that's worth 1 point. Karen's plucked a yellow and a blue. That's 3. The Gladiators haven't got their timing right. Oh, Melissa grabs 2 blues. This season, the contenders can grab as many balls from that central cylinder as they can from one swing. Lightning putting the block, and Melissa there. Falcon pushing out Karen. Melissa, good strong swing. Sneaks round the back and grabs a blue. That'll do. Karen up. Snatches a yellow right from under Falcon's claws. From the beak to the basket. The cylinder swinging there out of range from Melissa and for Karen. And time running out for the girls. Lightning on Melissa. Melissa not really stretching herself enough that time. Both girls tiring. And there's the whistle with Melissa coming off best, 7 points to 4. In the replay, we can see this big swing from Melissa and coming away with a blue in each hand. Then safely deposits them in the basket. Here's what she had to say earlier about Gladiators.
The Gladiators, they're a great lot. Behind the scenes, they're really encouraging, motivating. I was chatting before a couple of the shows, a couple of the games before we went out, chatting to my Gladiator who was going to be up against. And they're brilliant, they're really good. When they're outside, they're actually on show in the arena, they're out there to perform. So obviously they're going to try and psych you out, they're going to do their best. But that's the game, that's what it's all about. You know, we have our little digs at them, but it's all fun at the end of the day. It's thoroughly enjoyable.
That's good to hear. After 4 events, it couldn't be closer. Karen's on 17, Melissa 18.
On to the men's event. On his platform is Paul. And on his is Mark. And they'll be facing Hunter.
There's only one.
And Saracen.
You know there's only one.
Well, they agree about that, but which one's the one?
Over to John Anderson.
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready!
You know.
3, 2, 1.
Both these contenders should have plenty of spring in their step. One a pole vaulter, the other a gymnast. Look at that aerial dogfight. Paul comes away with a couple of yellows for 2 points. Mark's got a red for 3. And Paul with a free swing, bangs into the cylinder, strips the balls, but comes away empty-handed, and so does Mark. Mark again, a free swing. Grabs a yellow. Saracen's on Paul, still picks off a blue. Oh, Hunter a little late on Mark. Oh, Saracen with better timing. Here comes Hunter again. And too late again. But Mark doesn't get near the cylinder. And neither does Paul. Mark again. Oh, not getting that swing right at all. Paul swings out. Stretches out. Grabs a red, but it won't count. John Anderson signals time up, gentlemen. And all 4 of them swinging about like Thunderbird puppets. Good scoring from the boys. And in the replay, you can see how much promise that first swing held for the rest of the event. Mark getting right up there to the red balls, and Paul plucking a couple of yellows as well. And after that, the guys' timing went right out of the window. Paul swung down, not really in control, stripped a lot of potential points from the central cylinder, making the job that much tougher later on. So after 4 events, Mark's on 7, Paul 26.
Is Jewel, and first up is Kerin, and tonight she faces Nightshade.
Earlier on, Kerin told us about her previous experience on Jewel.
In the heats, I won Jewel. I didn't expect to. I was against Zodiac, and I just knocked off balance, so I was very lucky. I don't actually like it, so I'm not looking forward to it again, but I'm still going to do my best and see how it goes.
3, 2, 1.
As Kerin said, she beat Zodiac the last time she picked up a pugil stick. This time round, though, giving away 6 inches and a little under 3 stone. Taking some nasty headshots there. Nightshade clubbing her. Forehand, backhand. And Kerin looking wobbly up there. Gets one back. Oh, she steps across. And another one bites the dust.
I thought that was your teeth falling out. Now, you did so well to recover yourself several times up there. I suppose the gymnastics must have given you that bit of balance.
Yeah, I thought I had a lot of balance, but I've never been hit so hard in all my life.
I expect the helmet fits now. I mean, I know you had trouble getting out of it in the Atmospheres, but it really is some fairly hard hits up there.
Yeah, my head was just rattling around inside the helmet. She's one tough lady.
Let's hear it for Kerin. Never mind.
In the replay, we can see that relentless onslaught from Nightshade. Only her balance keeps Kerin on the podium.
Next up against Nightshade, it's Melissa. Over to John Anderson.
On guard. 3, 2, 1.
And Melissa just blocking at the moment. Nightshade's blows not having much effect while they're being parried on Melissa's pugil stick. Melissa's got to start attacking. Otherwise she'll face disqualification. Oh, one of the chops from Nightshade. Prodding. And still defending. Not a good display there from Melissa. These rules are going to have to be tightened up for the semi-finals, that's for sure. She picks up 5. I don't know why, though. As you can see in the replay, there are no blows being thrown. It's all defence, and it seems a little unfair to me that Kerin put up such a good fight for no points, and yet Melissa defends and gets 5.
John, what's the situation?
Well, I think it came perilously close to being a disqualification. The aim of this particular activity is that you attack. There were almost no attacking moves by Melissa in that particular occasion. There were, however, 2 attempts. And on the basis of, if you like, generosity, we'll let it pass on this occasion.
Well, that's great news. 5 points for you in the last event. You must be very pleased with that.
It gives me a head start in the Eliminator because Kieran's quick, so it'll give me a good shot at this. So I'm looking forward to it.
Let's hear it from Melissa. Well done. And Nightshade. Terrific work again. I can't fault you at all. Looked as if you were grinding your feet into the board at the top there.
Yes, because I like to get a nice firm base and be as low as I possibly can, so I have a chance of throwing quite strong blows and taking them if anyone should throw them.
Well, it's another string to your bow, another forte. Let's hear it for Nightshade.
I always say to all of the contenders, all that we want here on the Ultimate Challenge is that you come and you do your very, very best. No one can ask any more of you than that. Always try your best.
After 5 events, 17 to 23.
We're now moving into the men's event. First up is Mark, and tonight he faces Shadow. Over to John Anderson.
Awesome stats from Shadow.
3, 2, 1.
Mark giving away a lot of weight. Last time up on the pugil platform, he beat the Wolf by doing just this. Blocked for the first part of the fight and then came out attacking. Will he try the same tactics this time? There's the grip change. Yep, he's going for Shadow now. And Shadow coming straight back at him. Shadow ducks. Gets him round the back of the head, though. What a titanic battle this is. Blow for blow. We've got our money's worth there. There's the whistle. Mark didn't win on this occasion, but what a well-earned 5 points. Oh, look at that, a double back somersault. Well, I'd like to see him on duel more often if he gives us a gymnastic display like that.
Now, Mark, I have to say, I was a little bit worried there at the beginning because it looked to me that before John Anderson blew the whistle, there was a little movement from you, like that. But he let you go.
Let me go? You reckon he let me go?
John Anderson let you carry on, he certainly did, and there was a lot of defensive work.
Defensive work? The only defensive work I felt was my head. You know, before I came here, the only shadow I was scared of was my own. I think it's 2 now, look at him.
He's a very, very strong man, and when he goes for it, he takes no prisoners.
God.
But you stayed up there.
I stayed up there, I don't know how. I mean, I blanked out, he hit me, and honestly, you can't imagine how hard. It's like, I can't even describe it.
I don't even want to think about it. Let's hear it for Mark. Next up against Shadow, it's Paul. Over to John Anderson.
On guard. 3, 2, 1.
Paul, a tentative start, but Shadow going to work now, though. Oh, a saucy backhander. Paul manages to stay on, though. That gymnastic training helping with the balance. Getting some heavy whacks in on Shadow. And Paul is doing well here. Shadow really throwing everything he's got, and Paul just soaking it up. What a chin he's got. And he's going to need a crowbar to get that helmet off. 5 points for the draw. Shadow likes a good fight. In the replay, we can see that great backhand from Shadow, which really nearly takes him off. Oh, and another spectacular dismount.
Well, congratulations, Paul. You really did give as good as you got. Terrific, terrific fight there. We thoroughly enjoyed that. Did you?
There's 2 things in Gladiators. You have 2 things. You've got to have respect. Respect for the Gladiators, respect for your opponents. And you've also got to have no fear. You go in there, they sense fear, you're off. Go in there and be the man, and you'll end up being the man.
And earning 5 points. Let's hear it for Paul. Well, I suppose that's what you base most of your theories on as well, Shadow. Respect, fear?
Yes. Respect, yeah. They demand respect, we demand respect. Great 2 contenders. What can I say?
You hit very hard. Let's hear it for the Shadow.
Well, I wouldn't want to be on the end of one of those blows. After 5 events, Mark's on 12, Paul's on 31.
Well, only one thing can decide who will go through to our semi-finals, the Eliminator. Can you afford to miss it? Join us after the break here on Gladiators! Welcome back to the NIA. Now, nothing on TV beats our next event for excitement, entertainment and anticipation. Of course, it is the Eliminator. Now, in the women's Eliminator, Melissa's ahead on 6 points. Each point being worth half a second will give her a 3-second head start.
Melissa, you will go on my first whistle. Karen, you will go on my second whistle.
No problem.
3, 2, 1.
Melissa's off. Last time out, she completed this Eliminator course in 1 minute 25. Here comes Karen. In her heat, she clocked up 1 minute 10. And a good rope climb from both girls. And it's onto the hand ladder. Karen catching up all the time as they sprint across the rolling beams. Oh, Melissa lost her footing there on the cargo net. And Karen really taking advantage of that error. And she gets to the top of the cargo net first. Karen's on the zip line. That wild 90-foot ride to the crash mat. And Melissa splashes down as Karen attacks the balance beam. Very confident. Good speed, good balance. Oh, Melissa's lost it on the balance beam. Karen's at the top of the travelator and swings into the semi-finals. Here comes Melissa. She powers away to the top at the first time of asking. She's given everything. And so has her mum.
Oh, Karen, you showed such confidence there. You really, you know, you'd caught her up almost by the hand rails, and by then you was almost in the bag.
Yeah, just a one-track mind. Do the best I can. Nothing went wrong. I was really pleased.
Tell me, when you're going down the zip line, you must just be thinking, it doesn't matter, I don't care about the travelator, I'm going to get up it, whatever it takes.
Definitely, yes, and with this crowd, they're absolutely brilliant.
You've had a great lot of support. We'll look forward to seeing you in our second semi-final. Let's hear it for Karen. Well done.
Unlucky, Melissa. Well, last time you came from behind and you won. This time you had 3 seconds head start and you lost. Where do you think she caught you up?
On the cargo net. I was fumbling, I lost my footing on it, lost some valuable time there, and she was away.
Well, I'm sure you wish her all the best.
I do. Kieran, I've got a lot of respect for Kieran. I really hope she goes all the way.
And I think you better thank all your supporters. You had a lot of them.
The supporters have been brilliant. Thank you for all coming.
Let's hear from Melissa. Well done. Well, before we start off with the men's eliminator, we're going to have a timeout.
I've got an 80% low-fat diet and 20% like diet, which means I eat whatever I like the rest of the time.
Over the last few years, I've probably followed 100 different diets, and if there's any advice I could give you, is just to eat a balanced diet, eat sensibly, and listen to your own body, and you really can't go wrong.
I tend to eat 4 meals a day. The first meal would be porridge oats with a protein drink. For lunch, I'd have a tuna and pasta salad. Then before I train, I'll have a bowl of muesli with another protein drink. And before I go to bed, I'll have a couple of chicken breasts with a baked potato and some vegetables. So it's just good healthy food, really.
First of all, I eat lots of food because you can't be 6 foot tall and eat nothing. So I eat lots of Caribbean food, rice and peas and chicken, but also a fair amount of white meats, high carbohydrates with pasta and brown rice and all the things that I know are good for me.
My diet consists of between 6,000 and 8,000 calories. Carbohydrates, protein, plenty of water, fruit juice, fruit and vegetables.
So now we move into the men's eliminator, where Paul leads by 19 points. That will convert to a 9.5-second head start.
Paul, you will go on my first whistle. Mark, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Well, Paul has a 9.5-second head start, but it must be remembered that Mark Skipper is the fastest man around the eliminator course this year in a time of 57 seconds. And Paul making easy work of the rope climb as Mark tackles the high and low hurdles. Mark up the rope in one. Paul safely across the rolling beam. And look at Mark pump that handbike. He's across the rolling beams and they're just a cargo net apart. And look at Mark scale that cargo net. Paul dips down the line. And it has to be said, Mark is gaining on him all the time. Paul sprints across the balance beam like Linford Christie and up that travelator without breaking stride and into the semi-finals. Mark's pulled back 5.5 seconds. Great performance. One slip from Paul and it might have been a different story.
Congratulations, Paul. Well done, you've done it.
Last time, I made a ton of mistakes. This time I was very focused, thinking about what I had to do. I knew Mark was fast, so I just had to think of technique, go for it. I felt he was quite close. All credit to him. It just goes to prove one thing with the truncheon. It's not size, but quality that counts.
Well done. Another winner of the Gladiators!
Well, Mark, you ran it as fast as you possibly could. It has to be the head start that did you in.
That's it. 9.5 seconds is so long. The first whistle went, I looked at John, then I changed my footing, and I changed it again. And I started catching him, but he just had it. I know I did it fast, but it just wasn't fast enough. He did well.
Well, you really tackled the eliminator incredibly well, up the rope in no time and across the cargo net as well. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on getting this far. It'll be a great shame to lose you, but one of you has to go.
Well, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, it's been a fantastic day, excellent. And all these lot did me proud. I'm just sorry I couldn't do them proud. They've been the best. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, at the end of the day, Bez did the biz. Can he continue to do so? His mum certainly thinks he can.
So, tremendous congratulations to Paul and Karen, who will join us for our second semi-final. But, of course, you must join us next week to find out who will join them there. Join us here on the Gladiators!
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
More Gladiators headed our way, so hang tough. It will be here in just a sec. And it's new to Challenge too. Over on Pick, they're looking into the Aussie customs teams and seeing what makes them tick. In Border Security, Australia's front line.